Hello everyone, welcome to the Cool Chess podcast. This is your boy Tabako again. Please kindly like and subscribe to the channel, guys. Today we're going to talk about the game between Bayer Leverkusen and Chelsea. Also, it's Milan and Chelsea that will probably play on Friday, and I think on, if not Sunday, on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. So as always, guys, please like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that every time I do a live stream, you can be notified. And big up to CFC gamers. The first time seeing you here. Says up the Charles. And if you haven't subscribed, please kindly subscribe to the channel, bro. I appreciate it. So before I go to the game, as always, I think it's very important to to address the transfer market. As you can see, a lot of things are happening. Chelsea are linked to Xavi Simons and they're about to sell some players. So hopefully, we can sell some players in order to get Xavi Simons. Because even now, the reports last night said that Chelsea are still negotiating with RB Leipzig for Xavi Simons. But the issue is that they still want to offload some players. I know for some of you it doesn't make sense, but again, at the end of the day, it's what we've been told by the social media. So nothing we can do. Hopefully, we can get it done before the Crystal Palace match. Now, this is news, right? Just came earlier today. Earlier today about Nicolas Jackson. Nicolas Jackson. So, I want your thoughts about this one, guys. Are you happy about Nicolas Jackson potential link away from Chelsea? But anyway, let me read the quotes here. It says Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson has emerged as a serious option for Newcastle as they face defeat in the race for Benjamin Sesko. And it's so sad for Newcastle. Every player that they link with seems like they're poaching them. They were linked with Zileb, Chelsea signed him. Jao Petrus, Chelsea signed him. Also, they were linked with Benjamin Sesko. Now it seems like Manchester United are about to get him. So sad for him, but at the end of the day, it's not my baby to cry. Hopefully, they can come to us and give us some money for Nicolas Jackson. So, guys, those are watching in the comment section, let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about this. Would you sell Nicolas Jackson? And also, how much are you willing to let go of Nicolas Jackson? Let me know in the comment section right now. How much are you willing to sell Nicolas Jackson? How much, guys? Let me know. Let me know how much are you willing to spend on Nicolas Jackson. For me personally, I said it several times. I don't think we should sell him, but again, I'm not the club. I'm not the club. Let me see what will happen. Big up, Dante.
Yeah, big up to Bega. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Still struggling with sleep a bit. Yeah, trying to acclimatize to sleep. I slept all day again today, so I haven't seen the sun in 3 days since I I keep falling asleep during the day and then waking up during the night. So I haven't seen the sun at all yet. So hopefully that doesn't continue too much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, seems like you're very tired. That's why you keep on sleeping.
Yeah, and the hour, the hour difference is quite large in Dubai as well from Australia. So it's the other way around basically. So yeah, yeah. Plus I'm home alone as well. There's nothing to do, so it's quiet. So you just fall asleep easily because it's very quiet. There's no noise, so you just sleep. So yeah, but I need to snap out of it. I need to go do some shopping and put some stuff in the house because I don't have nothing in the house.
Yeah, I think so. You need to do some shopping.
But otherwise, good. Yeah, until I sort out the sleep, I'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Now the reports came from this guy. His name is what? Mike McCarthy, is right? It says Chelsea striker Nicolas Jackson has emerged as a serious option for Newcastle as they face defeat in the race for Benjamin Sesko. So, how much do you think we should sell Nicolas Jackson? As you all see, Newcastle already have money. They showed when they were about to sign Sesko, but it seems like Sesko is another player that rejected them. It seems like it's going to Manchester United. So, how much do you think we should sell Nicolas Jackson?
Yeah, we had a bit of a chat with this our good friend Charles as well. He thinks we should sell him for anywhere around 60 million. I don't look at it that way. Bobby came on as well and said we shouldn't ask anything less than a evaluation. I agree with that. We're not in a position we don't need to sell. Um, if Jackson wants to stay and play and challenge, he's okay with that. But obviously, if anyone wants him, they have to overpay basically, and our valuation is minimum 80 million pounds. So anything from 80 million to 100, that's our evaluation on him. So you have to kind of bring that on the table, in my opinion, for us to start talking. Otherwise, we just won't sell him. And we're in a great situation because obviously Newcastle, Isak won't be there anymore. He'll be gone. There's no way he's staying. Either way, wherever he goes, whatever he does, he's not staying at Newcastle after what happened. They can't get any other striker. They can't get anyone. Um, there's really only one striker left. Well, there's a couple, but I just don't think they'll want to go to Newcastle anyway. So Jackson might be okay going because if he does go there, he'll be the number one. He'll be the main man. He'll suit their system, the way they play, very similar to Isak. They like to on the run, in transition, on the run, always pressing as well, and a bit more of that type of football. So he'll suit him perfectly, the football as well. So if Newcastle come in and say, look, all right, well, we'll offer you money, 80 million pounds for Jackson, and they have the money because they will have the money comfortably. They'll have the money if they sell Isak. Yeah, I think Jackson might be turned, and he'll say, "Okay, I'll make the move." The club will try to move him on as well. They'll say, "Look, well, you can challenge. You're happy to stay, but this is a very good offer for us as well, and for your career." They'll try to help him, push him out as well in a way because we're not ever getting that money otherwise. So, yeah, look, it's one of those situations where I keep saying it's a win-win for Chelsea. He stays, great, awesome. If he leaves and we get that money, well, great and awesome again because we got that money and we can invest that money somewhere else in the future. So, yeah, look, either way, I'm happy. I'm okay with the deal because we've got cover for striker. I think we've got enough strikers. We've got those two plus, like I said, Pedro Neto can play there just in case again, or like a Shimueka from the academy can step up in some of those really low round Carabao Cup games or really low round FA Cup games. Uh, but yeah, I think we're pretty good to be honest. We have players that can fill in there if something happens. Worst case scenario, you get a couple of injuries. Well, you can buy in January if you really need to. So yeah, we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I agree with you. it's a win-win situation for us. Sell him or we don't sell him, I think we are in a good situation, especially the way we can sell players. If we can sell him or not, I think we are financially will be covered. So I'm not stressed about this one. I'm not stressed.
Yeah, nothing to stress about. It's good times at the moment, with the directors, the sporting directors, and the ingoing, outgoings. We're pretty good with everything. Yeah.
100%. Guys, if you're watching and you subscribe to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Now we have good news finally. Chelsea will offer a new deal to Marc Cucurella as talks will advance soon. The players happy Chelsea and the club is very happy with Marc Cucurella. So what are your thoughts about this? Are you happy about this?
Yeah, look, he's one of those players that it was already on a pretty high salary from the start, so he kind of got quite a bit of money from the start anyway. But you got to say he's deserved a new contract, and if that player is very happy to stay here and is given all signs that he's not, worried about moving anytime soon, then you give him a new contract because he deserves it. And that's what we do. That's what these ownership does. That's what these directors do. They reward, a loyal servant like that that's played amazingly. He's earned it, and he should be rewarded for it. Now, what that is, we're not sure the details. Obviously, we'll wait and see how that details is. We know it'll probably be an incentivized contract because he's one of the ones that's not on one of those contracts. I don't see them giving him any other type of contract because then that would go against everything. So it will still be an incentivized contract, but he will earn a lot more because he is one of the senior players. He is one of the probably the best at the moment left back in the world, to be honest. So he deserves everything that's coming to him, and we're gonna reward him. That's for sure. So very happy about that.
100%. Like you said, I think he's one of our senior players. So rewarding him after uh, uh, two fantastic seasons, I think is a good thing to reward him. And also, I think he's a key player how Enzo Maresca plays. So there's no way we are selling this guy. If he was linked to Saudi earlier on, no way we sell Marco Corella.
Yeah, that's a good sign too because he's open to those negotiations. It means he has no plan on, or even thinking about moving anywhere else, which could have been a little worry, obviously, because yeah, with Saudi, like you said, but more like Barcelona and all these other teams, because the Spanish players they kind of do like going back home after. So yeah, that would take that worry away because we would be covered in case of anything like that. That if it does happen, well, then they would have to pay a premium. His contract won't run down that way. So if they do tie this up, it'll be it'll be interesting to see how they do it and how long they do it. Because let's not forget he's turned 27, I think. So they're not going to give him a big contract, as in a long contract, because I don't think we do that with players over 30. They're not going to do that too much. I think 4-5 years max, that would be the limit. And don't be surprised if it's like a 4+1 or something like that. But either way, it's a good sign. It's a great sign.
And big up another.
Big ups, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Good, thanks. How are you, bro?
Good, and Opa, good.
I'm great, thanks. Big ups, Dante.
Before you joined in, we were talking about Marco Corella. It's about to be offered a new contract. What are your thoughts about it? And also, Newcastle might go for Nicolas Jackson because they're about to miss out on Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. So, how much are you willing to accept money from Newcastle on Nicolas Jackson? Because you have seen that they have money, so no excuses right now. They showed everyone that they have money. So, how much are you willing to accept for Nicolas Jackson?
I think this is gonna sound crazy, but 85 million. And the reason I'm saying this is because you want to buy a player from the Bundesliga who's not proven, and all this type of stuff. But with Theo Jackson, he's actually very decent for a Premier League player. He's physical. He can score. Yes, fair enough. Sometimes he does also have he misses as well. But I feel like that's just due to a lack of confidence. So I would try scam Newcastle as much as possible because they've got the money, So take advantage of that as much as possible. And I feel like Jackson's one of those players. If you sell him, you're gonna miss aspects of his game. Something that's you're gonna miss. So yeah, 100%. Push for 80. Market is already inflated and everything. So why not? Let's be shameless. And then I would accept that. But if he does stay as well, I'm also happy with that because he brings a lot to the team. So I actually don't mind either option. Whatever we do, I'm happy.
And about Marc Cucurella, what are your thoughts? Giving him a new contract.
No, that's very good. I'm very happy with that because he's one of the most consistent players in this team. Every single time he's consistent. He's always there. He's always defending well. He's got the energy. He loves the club. So yeah, I think he needs to get if you ask me, probably he needs to get a bonus because other than Caicedo last season, I think he was probably the most consistent Chelsea player throughout. Like it was crazy how many games he played, the intensity of the games, and how he didn't even get injured for a while. Like that's crazy, So yeah, hopefully we renew his contract. And also he's one of those players that I don't like saying this, but he is one of our experienced players, So yeah, he counts as an experienced player because he's been here since Tuchel, and he's a proven winner. One with the I think the Euros with Spain. Was it the Spain? Was it the World Cup or the Euros? I forgot. What was it?
Euros.
I think it was the World
Euros.
Cup. I think it might have been. Oh, Euros. Okay, well, Euros. Yeah. Yes. Euros. Yeah. So he won that with Spain. So he's got trophies. He's got silverware. So I think he knows what it means to play for this club. And yeah, that's one of the first, contracts we should be, making sure we sign right now. And yeah, happy with him.
100%. And big up to Nick. Says Chelsea will finish second this season. And Nick, who's finishing first then? And big up, Nick. And then also, Chelsea and Leipzig are still in talks over Xavi Simons, but no break through, as I was told last week. Karma, Leipzig are now focused on Sesko and Chelsea goings. So what are your thoughts about this, Dante?
Yeah, look, it's dragged on a little bit, but not really. It's been 2.5 weeks. So, just people are very impatient these days. That's the only problem with that. But really, it's in terms of such a complicated, bigger deal. Yeah, it's, they take quite a while. So, I think we'll get it done. There's too many signs there that, he wants us basically, and, we want him. I think we've got a great relationship with Leipzig. So, we're just letting each other do our kind of little business that we need to do, that we can focus on other little things that they probably, try to get that Sesko deal done. They might want that Sesko deal done first, just so they can get that money in, so they can have, for other purchases they make, or they're looking at someone else as well to buy. So I think it's just an agreement between the two clubs. This is the way I see it. I think they've, like we said, great relationship. I think it's an agreement both clubs. Let's do this first. Do this. It's already agreed. Everything's done. Basically, it's just let's probably, for the best of both, let's put it off for another week, just for the best of us, just to do this stuff and get it all organized. Yeah, it's not ideal. I would have wanted him first day at training, but first sort of few days at training, when you come back from for preseason, they don't really train that hard. It's more about getting to know each other, the new teammates, getting integration, just doing some basic light stuff, and then ramping it up after the first preseason game. So he's not really missing out that much, to be honest. Although I still would have liked him there from day one, but if it's done hopefully by the end of this, like in the next few days, before, around that first game, because like I said, in that first game, we'll talk about later, but it'll probably be a lot of the ones that, there won't be our first team playing in a lot of that game, in that first game. So yeah, as long as he's in by then, and for the next friendly we have, well, I think that's fine. But yeah, in my opinion, I think this deal's already done. They've already shaken hands, done all the formality, all done. I think it's just a matter of them, agreeing that they want to sort some things out first till they actually sign the dotted line and do the deal properly. But otherwise, I think it's done, in my opinion. There's just too many signs, and there's no other noise. No other clubs are coming in because they know there's no point, because Simmons and Leipzig already rejected all the other clubs. It's just Chelsea. So yeah, look, it'll get done. Hopefully sooner than rather than later. Yeah.
Anapa, what are your thoughts, bro?
I'll be honest, the Xavi Simons, I'm tired. Of just seeing these reports. Like, it's okay if there's nothing happening. They can just say it's taking time, because I don't know. Like, every time I see something, I always think, oh, maybe it's close or whatever. But I just feel like we have to be patient, and it's gonna happen. But yeah, I don't want to. These things are so annoying, because I think maybe because the other deals we did were quicker. So maybe this one is frustrating compared to the other deals. That's why we're not patient. But yeah, I think it will happen. There's no real rush. The season, yeah, it's starting soon, but he can come in anytime, because it's not like we need him right now. He's just one of those players that we want to see where he fits in the system. So yeah, I think it'll get done. I'm just waiting for the here we go. That's what I'm waiting for. Then I'll be excited.
I'm 100%, yes, 100%. Uh, Actually, I'm happy about this. Like you said, Dante, I think this will get done, man. I'm not worried about this. I'm not actually worried about this. I think it will get done. So let's just be patient, Chelsea fans.
Yeah.
And
Like I said, I think it's
now
already
I'm going
done.
to
Yeah, it's already done. It's just, they're just giving each other some time for other little things. Basically, they're helping each other in a way.
to be sorted out. 100%. Now I'm going to Charles' cousin that Charles doesn't like, even an offer. Says Chelsea keep thinking about Garnacho. Don't forget about that story. I think we are getting Garnacho as well. So I'm gonna start with Anopa. What are your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not thinking about him at all. I'm thinking that we stop talking about him. No, but look, like I said, I remember from the last stream, from what Dante said, he got me a bit more optimistic. Let's see what he can do. You never know. Different environment, different teammates. And maybe he performs. Maybe he lives up to his potential. Because I'm telling you, if he lives up to his potential, which is very high, then we could be getting a quality player. So yeah, as long as we do the Xavi Simons one first, because I don't want Garnacho done first, because I don't want any nonsense saying that, oh no, what. Obviously, that's probably not going to happen. But just do Xavi Simons first, and then we can focus on Garnacho. But yeah, let's see. I think we're going to get him. I've accepted defeats. It is what it is. Yeah.
Dante, anything to add? Because I really know your opinion.
I think everyone knows my opinion already. Yeah, look, I won't go too long on about it, but again, if it happens, great. I think, like Napa said, amazing potential. If it does live up to that, well, it's very, very high. So if we get this guy, it's going to be on our terms, not what Man United want, not no one else. We'll get him on our terms, which is around, I think, that 30 million mark, or maybe even a loan. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, that's fine as well. So yeah, not really concerned about it too much, to be honest. Like a lot of the Chelsea fan base and people having a meltdown about it. Nothing's been done yet. Nothing's not even close. They haven't really even started talking. So it's actually quite a long way away. We'll be right at the end of the transfer window if it does happen, after we get a lot of our business done. So yeah, look, if he comes, great. If he doesn't, well, that's fine as well. So it doesn't really matter right now. That said, I'll keep it short. I won't go into too much detail this time.
100%. And also, right, I've been watching Manchester United fans complaining about this deal. Says Chelsea are crazy. They are scamming other teams, and now they want to scam us with Garnacho. So yeah, man, come to Chelsea if you want to stop crying. Come to Chelsea, you'll be happy because we are so good in terms of selling players.
Yeah, because they've seen Mount. We sold them for 55, 60. So they think that
65
Garnacho
million.
is way better than Mount, which from what we've seen, he's way better than Mount. So of course they've got a right after they got a PTSD a bit with a Mount. So yeah, they're kind of right in that sense. But yeah, no, we're not buying him for that much. We're buying on our terms. It's an opportunity. We're looking at an opportunity. If we get him, we get him. If we don't, we don't. It'll be all on our terms.
100%, 100%. Now we go to the game, right? By the way, I'll do a watch along on Friday. So now Chelsea versus Bayer Leverkusen. Actually, they've been doing very well in the preseason, but again, it's just preseason. They won their game. I think this was yesterday. They won this one. They won this one, and they lost 5-1 against Flamingos under 20. And people were were we're trolling Bayer Leverkusen, even their coach. But at the end of the day, it's preseason. They won their last 3 games. And this is Chelsea. I don't want to talk about Chelsea because this is the Club World Cup results. As everyone know that we're the world champions, so they should chill. But it seems like we have only Bernard Barishile that is out. Inter Fernandez is training, so I don't understand why Fob Mob is showing Inter Fernandez that is injured. So it's only Barishile that is injured. So overall, Anopa, what would you like to see during this game?
Yeah, I just wanted us to I just want to see all the fringe players starting. I want Mariska to just experiment because unlike other teams, we're a bit unlucky that we don't have as many preseason games. Obviously, because we went very deep into we won the Club World Cup. So yeah, I think he needs to just experiment straight away. If he's got any ideas, anything he wants, to try it as soon as possible. We only have like 2 or 3 games. And yeah, I want to see the players who don't get a chance playing. I don't want to see starters yet. And then slowly, like I said the last stream, then slowly we can bring in the starters to come play with other players. Yeah, but 100% I want to see Santos. That's the name I want to see starting. Yeah, that's all I'm expecting from this game. I'm not going to be too concerned about the win or loss because it is preseason. But yeah, let's see if we can have a good performance and if we can implement new, tactics or systems that Maresca has.
100%. Dante?
Yeah, look, very similar. I think you'll see a lot of the like an opposite the French players, but our French players this time is a pretty strong side. So we don't have our French players like from a couple of seasons ago where it won't be a really strong side. This time the French players are extremely strong, very hungry, just came in most of them. The other ones have a very big point to prove as well, try to break in the first team. So yeah, this is going to be a very strong team, even though it will not be our first team. This will be our second team / third, players, maybe some other young players, but it's still going to be a very strong team. So, yeah, exactly. It'll be great to watch what you've got on there. Very, similar. I think you're going to get a lot of the players that are not really starters, as in number 1 starters for the Premier League or Champions League. They need to find their way in and prove themselves. I think you'll get those definitely playing in this game more than anything. That second friendly will be a little bit different, but this one, it will be definitely like this, in my opinion, as well. Yeah.
100%. So, Anopa, are you happy with my lineup? I think this is my pretty good lineup. So, what are your thoughts about this lineup? Do you think Hato and Estava might start this game, or is it still early for them to start?
I actually feel like if there's no injury problems or anything, just play them. Just full on start them. If there's nothing, if they're ready and if they've trained and everything, just play them. There's no need to be, or try to get them on the sub. No, I don't want to see none of that. If you win in the Club World Cup, further in the tournament, then fair enough. But now, this preseason, go for it. 16-year-old left wing, and he's thriving, and they didn't really ease him in. He just started the game, so go for it. Like what I'm looking at right now is perfect. The only thing I'll probably change is probably a Chimpong. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, this is something we should see something like this for the game on Friday.
So you start Josh Achimpong ahead of Malo Gusto.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Yes, I think that will probably be Gusto will probably come on maybe, but yeah, second half maybe or maybe not at all. But I think Gachapong, I think you'll get those players. Like I said, the youngsters will get a go in this game. Uh, Basically, our second team, but also our sort of third options. Some of the youngsters that don't play too much. You got to give him this type of games. To have a look at them. He hasn't had a chance to do that in preseason, so yeah, I think you'll have a look at some other more players, definitely some young players as well.
Yeah, it's so fascinating to see what will happen because we just saw a few pictures, no academy players there. Maybe we might think of one that might start, but actually
Yeah,
we don't have time for that because we are on holiday. We just preparing for 2 games.
exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
we have Charles here. I haven't seen.
Exactly, and also like the players that were on like Hater was on holiday for quite a long time, so they had the full holiday 8-week period off while we were playing. So it just depends what their fitness levels is. If Hater is ready to go, well then he'll play. If he's not quite up to scratch, well then he might not even play Hater in this game as well. So it just depends. Esteval obviously played in the Club World Cup. He's very young as well, so as well maybe he might be his fitness levels might be pretty good to play, so he might play, but don't be surprised he might not play either, just because he played so much as well. So it just depends on all the sports science stuff, what they've looked at, and how what their numbers are, and what there's the data pretty much says as well. I think that will be very important as well. A lot of some of these players, I think, yeah, definitely Santos, Asugo, they'll definitely play in that midfield. I think players like that didn't really play much in the Club World Cup either. Yeah, so players like that will play. Yeah, Jorgensen will probably definitely play. There's no way Sanchez is playing this game, I don't think. Like I said, Josh Ashampong, yep, 100%. I think he will play. Um, Depending on what's happening with Tariq George, he'll probably play. If he's definitely going, well, then, he probably might not, but otherwise he probably would have played as well. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but I think he'll be quite conservative at first. It's you got to be careful. Like they've got to be careful how to balance it because, like I said, our second team is very strong anyway. But I think it will be based on sports science, how much they've played, how long they've had off, etc. So it just depends which players will play and which won't.
Charles, big up, bro.
Big up, bro. Big up, Dante.
Yep.
Big up, the other guy,
Anopa.
Anopa. Big up, bro.
Big ups, big ups.
Mr. Chelsea, Zambia. Is that
How
where you're
you
from?
be?
Zambia.
Yeah. I'm from Zambia.
Nice. Good. A different country. New representation. It's good. The more, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I should recruit one by one from Zambia, Nigeria, Algeria, one by one.
Different continents. Yes, you need some new continents.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe from I have a friend from India, but man, it's so hard to get him in. All the time, he's always busy. So hopefully one day he will be free.
Yeah, it's
There's,
very high demand, that friend, I'm sure.
there's big representation of Chelsea here in Zambia. I think most of the fans are Chelsea and Man United, so
Yeah,
most
yeah.
of the country is split between those two.
What's Zambia's like? What's some of their players like for Zambia? Did they have a couple of really good international players? I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's parts on Dhaka at Leicester.
Oh, Dhaka. Yeah. Dhaka. Yes, yes.
There was Mwepu at Brighton from the Red Bull system. Even Dhaka is from there.
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we have Mano Banda from Lecce in Syria. There's a couple of guys in Saudi, and there's other guys in some other European countries. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know Dhaka. Yeah, that you mentioned it now. I remember Dhaka. Yes, correct.
And that guy was doing very well before going to Leicester City. I think his previous club, he was doing very well. Where was he playing again,
He
Charles?
was at Salzburg.
Liverpool.
He was Haaland's strike partner at
Yeah,
Salzburg.
100%. So now we're just talking about the game that will play on Friday, right, Charles? Chelsea and by Leverkusen. So, what are your thoughts about this game? And also, what would you like to see, in your own opinion? What kind of players would you like to see playing that game and those kind of things?
Um, Looking at how much time we have until the start of the season, which is just over a week from Friday, I think we should go strong. I think we should get the guys that we are going to use in the first Premier League game against Palace. I think we should start preparing them now, get them as fit as possible. So I would go strong. Um, I think I would, if I don't know about the fitness of Romeo Lavia, but I would go with the team that started the Club World Cup final. And then in the second half, around 50, 60 minutes, I would go with a second string team where the likes of Esteval, if he's ready to go, the likes of Jamie Gittens, if he's ready to go, Jorel Eto, these new guys, and the likes of Josh Achampong, the likes of Tosin can get a good 40 plus minutes. But I would go strong. I would go really, really strong because this is a pretty short season and we need to get everyone as fit as possible, as quickly as possible. So that's how I see it.
So, actually, you're saying that you don't like my lineup. Thank you
I
very much.
don't like your lineup. I'll change almost everyone.
Charles wants to go strong. First preseason game, he wants to go.
But Charles, don't you think you have to consider the scenario of an injury happening?
Yeah. I would consider an injury happening, but I think the players just at the Club World Cup. It's not been too long, so the risk of injury is not as big as it would be if they've been like on vacation for like maybe 3 months or 2 months, but they've only been on vacation for less than a month, so the fitness levels are a bit there. So I would look to build on that and just go strong because we have Palace next week and that's Premier League intensity. They are not. The Premier League is not gonna wait for us. It's not gonna do us any favors. Palace are not gonna wait for us. We are in the thick of things as early as next week. So I would go strong just to get the guys ready.
Damn, no respect for Leverkusen. Don't you feel sorry for Leverkusen if we go that strong? You're gonna smash them if that's the case.
They are fitter than us. I absolutely don't feel sorry for them because they've had a good number of games already.
They
So
have, yeah.
I expect them to be fitter. Yeah.
Yeah, they are. Look, our first team will still be quite, I think, very fit. 3 weeks for a professional athlete. When they have that 8-9 weeks off the normal week, then they come back a little bit. Not You have to really build them up a little bit because it's such a little difference, such a small percentage, but it makes such a big difference. But the players that played the starting players that played at the World Club World Cup, they're gonna be still very high fitness. So yeah, they'll be in almost peak condition because 3 weeks is nothing for them. So, and a lot of them still trained anyway while they were, even in off that time. A lot of them I saw on Instagram and other places, they still trained anyway just to keep that high peak fitness. So Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Maresca does. You might be right. Maresca might do that, but I think it will all depend on the sports science and the what they tell them, what their numbers are, and what they think. It's a fine line because usually it doesn't happen like that. Usually the players, you need to build them up slowly. Well, the
Yeah.
players are pretty built up those first, that first. So I personally think they'll train at a higher intensity to keep that. When they came back,
Mm.
they'll start that a bit earlier. I don't think they'll play though in this first game. I think you'll see the fringe players only playing this week. I'll be very surprised if I see a lot of the starters starting this game. Yeah, it doesn't quite make that much sense for me to do that because you want to keep, even though they're very fit still, you want to keep those kilometers down because you're getting into those red levels.
Next week, Dante.
Well, no, because we got another friendly game. We got another friendly game as well, and then we got quite a few days till this season starts. So it's that second friendly game maybe, but not. I don't see them doing that this first game because you can't. They're 2 days apart. You're not. It's just not going to happen 2 days apart. They're not going to risk that. So that's why I see this first game will be fringe players, young players. Second game, that take that one a bit more serious, and then they'll put those more starting players in that game. But they're not going to do. If they play this game, they're not playing next game, and vice versa. If you know what I mean.
I do. Do you think they'll organize a friendly maybe after Milan on Sunday? Do you think they organize a friendly?
No.
No, there's no time. No, it'll be closed. It'll be
There's
behind
no
closed
time.
doors. They'll do a friendly, as in behind closed doors.
Yes.
Team A
something
versus
like
Team B, etc. Friendly, full pitch. They'll probably do that. Yeah, behind closed doors. They do that anyway, or usually anyway. But there'll be no time to organize another proper friendly. No, there won't be.
Yeah, I meant that kind of friendly, maybe a closed doors friendly with maybe a lower league team, championship team, even a Premier
No,
League.
they won't risk it. They won't risk that. No, it will be against each other, but it won't be against one of those because those teams they play pretty rough. So no, they won't risk that. That's not going to happen. I don't see that happening.
Okay.
And also the championship is starting this weekend. So when it happen?
Exactly. Those teams are busy anyway, so it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, so I just gave Charles his starting lineup that he really wants.
Yeah.
A strong lineup to smash by Leverkusen. Now you happy, Charles?
Yeah. I would go with this. It looks strong. I would go with this just to get the guys up to rhythm, give them a good 60 minutes, and then play the young players. I would do that again on Sunday.
2
Start
days
with the
later,
same.
you're going to start them again 2 days later.
2 days?
Yeah, maybe just for 40,
Come on, Charles.
maybe just for 45 minutes. I'm not gonna play them the whole game because in the space of 2 days, I'll give them maybe 100 minutes max. If they do 60 minutes on Friday, I'll give them 40, 45 minutes on Sunday. But I think it's important that the main players get uh, good minutes in these two games just to be ready because we have
Damn.
Palace.
Charles got the whip out. Poor players. And you're tough. You're tough. Lucky you're not a coach. Do you coach any youth teams or anything for kids? You're gonna run them into the ground.
I don't coach. I just
Okay.
play football. I just play
You play a
futsal.
bit as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
not center back.
Oh yes, of course. So you don't run much. Of course, you don't mind. Obviously, yeah. Centre backs don't run. Charles, come on.
I'm ball playing, so I like to get high up the pitch. I do a bit of running, not as much as an attacker, of course, but I like to be involved in the build up, to
Nice. Good.
be.
That's good. Still playing. Keep healthy. That's great. Love the game.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just gave Charles his lineup, but again, I don't think we will do this actually. Like we always say here, I think we're going to start French players because we haven't seen them a lot. Enzo Maresca might still want to see them. How will they do before the start of the season? Because you know Enzo how he plays, Caicedo, James, Neto, those kind of players. So I think we're going to give the likes of Dilep, maybe Heito, Estavama, start to get to know them. So, but anyway, this is Charles lineup. Hopefully, we don't play this lineup because like it's too risky.
Okay. How many minutes in this across these two games do you think the main players should get? I think they shouldn't get anything less than 100 minutes, personally. How many minutes? Let's talk minutes, maybe, and not lineups.
100 is a lot. 100 is a lot.
Yeah, I would say this first game probably nothing. Second game probably you're looking at probably that first half 45, but maybe 60 minutes max. No more than 60
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there.
Okay.
I agree, guys. I think we should not rush them because as much as we want to see the key players, no. Let's give the likes of Isigo, Andre Santos, well, those kind of players. So starting this strong lineup is a suicide mission. What if one of them get injured before they actually Premier League starts? And you know our reaction of our fan base, they will say Enzo Maresca out, even though he won the Club World Cup. So let's avoid it.
Yeah, it's risky, definitely. But look, in modern football with the sports science, like I said, those players are doing individual workouts, intensity stuff to be ready anyway for the Premier League. So they won't risk them in games like this, especially because Leverkusen have played a lot of games as well already, and they'll be quite eager to play this and get into Chelsea, especially because we're world champions. So I don't think they'll risk. I mean, don't be surprised if we lose, but because of that, but it doesn't matter because it's preseason. But yeah, I don't think you risk those players in this first game, especially. It's he needs to look at those fringe players. He needs to look at some of those players, how they play, how they adapt, if they're following instructions, the system, what they're doing, what they're learning. There's no time to look at them otherwise. So because of we had the Club World Cup, so yeah, I think he's going to play those players and some of those players that might still be on the fringe, as in going out on loan or staying or getting sold as well. Depends. So he's going to have to look at those players. And this first game. I think there'll be quite a bit of that. I'll be very surprised if he starts our strongest team in this game. To be honest, you never know. It can happen. Maresca is different. He likes to do things different. It can happen because it's a short, preseason, but still be very.
Yeah, I think, like you said, during our first game, we might see those French players and every mix it up. But against AC Milan, maybe we might see a stronger lineup because it's the game before Crystal Palace. So maybe he wants to clarify some combinations and everything before the game. When are we playing Sunday, right? Next week Sunday.
Yep, correct.
Yeah, so I think we'll do that. Maybe we might see Charles' best lineup against Milan. That is possible.
Yeah, look, normally the last two sort of preseason games, you'll see the maybe that's why Charles is thinking that way.
Yeah.
The last two preseason games, usually you see the stronger teams playing in the last two preseason games. But yeah, we don't really, that's not the case at the moment. We haven't had five preseason games before that already to play those youngsters and play those, fringe players. So yeah, I think he'll break it up. I mean, to me, it makes sense to break it up in between the two games, especially because they're only 2 days apart. So yeah, I can see why Charles is thinking that. Usually, normally, those last two those last two preseason games, you playing your strongest sides, trying to get going. But yeah, a little bit different this time.
100%. So Charles, I want to ask you again this question because we talked about this yesterday. Seems like finally we are selling your mate, right? And it says Chelsea want an important fee for Nicolas Jackson, not a loan with obligation. Jackson is also open to leaving if Chelsea can find any agreement with the club. Newcastle interested. I think Nicolas Jackson is leaving Chelsea. Charles, I'm gonna ask you, how much should we get for Nicolas Jackson? How much are you willing to take for Nicolas Jackson?
60 to 65. I think it's the realistic fee, like I said last night.
Well, it's gone up. You've gone
Yes,
up 5 million,
yes,
Charles.
yes.
What's
I've
going
gone up
on?
5 million. Like, I think at some point, if it's out, I would take for Jackson. So 65 million, and unlike most of the Chelsea fans, I don't see as I'm not really for the comparing with Sesko or Ekitike or these Bundesliga players that are going for ridiculous prices. I think realistically, no Premier League club sells a player to another Premier League club who hasn't done really well. Like Jackson has done good, but not great, not game changing, not nothing special. He's done well. He's done well, and I don't think Premier League clubs sell those kinds of players to other Premier League clubs for 80 million or the 90 millions that we are mentioning. I don't think so. I think it's going in the 60s. I think 65, 60 to 65 would be a fair price, and I think that's what we're getting.
Wow. Okay. No problem then.
That would be pounds,
That would
right,
be pounds,
Charles?
pounds. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Because Sesko's going for 95 million euros, which would be how many pounds? 80 something. 80 million pounds, I think, something like that.
85 maybe.
Yeah, I think something like that.
Yeah, 80 something. Yeah, low 80s. Yeah, low 80s, somewhere around there. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and okay, let me ask Charles this question: between Sesko and Nicolas Jackson, who's the better player?
Um, um, Listen. Here's how I look at it. When you look at Sesko, Leipzig are selling him for big money because first of all, it's a bidding war. It's a bidding war. And second of all, they are selling him because of his potential. I think they are considering the potential factor. And it's not the first time that these Bundesliga clubs are valuing their players ridiculously high because of potential. So when you're looking at Sesko, is being sold for that money because he supposedly has huge potential. When you look at the Jackson, I think we've seen what he can do. We've seen what he can do. It's good. It's not spectacular, but it's good. I think he can cut it at a top Premier League club. He can score his goals. He can play as a second striker. I think he can play well against alongside another striker. So with Jackson, Premier League clubs kind of know what he offers, and it's a different from Sesko. Right now, I wouldn't say Sesko is better than Jackson, but potentially maybe he can be better than Jackson. He has characteristics that Jackson doesn't have. He's stronger in the air. He can be physically stronger as well. So based on potential, it can be better. Right now, maybe Jackson is better, but like I said, Premier League clubs will be buying. They are buying based on potential, and they are paying more for a player they think has bigger potential. So that's why the price might not be the same. I don't think they are looking at it like who's better between Jackson and Sesko. They are not. I think even when they place bids, they'll start lower for Jackson just because they know a bit what they are getting, and with Sesko they are banking on potential that he can be. So it's a little different, but yeah, that's how I see it.
Anapa, what are your thoughts? Who's better between those two?
I'm more leaning to trusting a player that's done in the Premier League, if I'm being honest with you, because I'm still scarred from Timo Werner. I'm scarred from Kai Havertz. I feel like, you watch some of these videos of the Bundesliga and you just see the amount of space some of these players get. It's crazy. And if you look at Cisco's,
Don't forget Nkunku
yeah,
as
Nkunku,
well.
you can
Yeah.
even include Nkunku there. But I feel like Nkunku is also just a bit unlucky because he's you need to like play to what he wants, like maybe behind a striker or something. But like honestly, it's like if you look at Cisco's season, it was actually not even very crazy. It's crazy how much money they want from him. I guess it's all potential. But I'll take Jackson any day of the week. I mean, put Jackson in that team, that RB Leipzig team. I'm telling you, he probably doubles the goals Cisco has. If I'm being honest with you. So I think it's one of those. But then again, I don't watch too much of him when he's playing, so I can't really be confident in that. But I'm just saying I would prefer to take a player who's done in the Premier League. So I'm more leaning to Jackson. Definitely, I'll take Jackson's better.
Dante, what about you? Before we address the elephant in the room, I'm tired of Jimmy Carragher. Today I want to address this issue because always talking rubbish about Chelsea.
Yeah, we know. Don't give him any time. Shouldn't give him any time. But anyway, yeah, look, Jackson's definitely better at the moment for what he does, and in the Premier League, in a much more tougher league. Uh, although Sesko is not a bad player, but he's a very average player. Scoring 13, 14 goals in the Bundesliga is pretty peanuts compared to doing that in the Premier League. It's very, very different. Although he is a more out and out striker, number 9, a bit more physical, taller, better in the air. He's more
Strikes
of
the
a
ball better as well.
prototypical number. Yeah, he does. He's a prototypical number 9, but he's one of those that I look at that he's too perfect as a prototypical number 9. Very much a bit like Vlahovic. He's got the perfect height, body, look. The mechanics are good. The way he runs, he can dribble, but it's too perfect and it never really works. When you have a prototypical number 9 like that is too good, it never translates, to actually output. It just usually never does. I've never seen it happen when it's like that. Like I said, Vlahovic, very good example of that. He's very much in that mold, like Vlahovic when he was that age. Exactly. Amazing body, amazing height, amazing. He's got everything. If you draw up a number 9, that is exactly what you draw up. It's too perfect, and it never really translates or works that well on the pitch, unfortunately. They'll always have that tag of, oh, he's amazing, he's going to be good next year, the year after, the potential there. They look at him, he's perfect, stereotypical number 9, but it never really translates into amazing numbers, and it translated into average, which even Sesko is at the moment. Is a very good average striker. It will get you, in the Bundesliga 15 goals a season, which is not much in the Bundesliga, to be honest. I mean, if he did that 15, goals a season in Premier League, that's a good number, but basically you're going to have half that number usually from when they come from the Bundesliga goals I'm talking about. So as a striker, so you're paying. I understand you're paying for potential, but like I said, when they're that good, as in prototypical, all the metrics never really translate. So I would definitely go Jackson way over Sesko, in my personal opinion. He's still got a ceiling to raise as well because he's not really a striker. Once he gets gets that instinct and gets that worked on, and you can do that. Whereas Sesko, what is he gonna do more than he hasn't done now? Like you said, he's got the shot, he's got the technique, he's got the physicality, he's got the
He's,
heading.
he's going Score more
but it's still
goals.
not translating.
He's going to score more goals, Dante. That's what is
How?
not done that he can do.
Why is he not doing that in the Bundesliga
Yeah,
then?
but he's still younger, you know.
Well, this is exactly what you're look. This is how I look at it as well. Like I said, from experience, the stereotypical number nines that are that perfect, they never translate across. It just never happens to take that big step and score like 30 goals a season. It doesn't really happen that often, to be honest. I've never really seen, and people might bring up Haaland, but Haaland is not your typical stereotypical number nine. He's got very different attributes, and he hasn't got those things. He can still work on a lot of things. So to me, I don't see it working. I mean, you got to score. He's got to be, if he's that good, he's got to be scoring now 30 goals a season in, like Haaland was scoring 30, 40 goals a season. Well, then, at least he's going to score you minimum 20 in the Premier League. But scoring 13, 14, 15, I mean, yeah, to me, that if he's not doing it now, it's not going to take that big step forward, in my personal opinion. Jackson, though, because like I said, he's not a stereotypical number nine. He's not a top typical striker. He can still do that because there is that potential there that he can do that, and that instinct, and he can grow that. It really improve that a lot more because he's got all the other stuff already as well. But someone as complete and like Sesko as he is right now, not to be able to do it, I would find it massive risk for me to put that money on him that he will do it even in a couple of years' time. Because, yeah, just my personal opinion, just what I've seen through a long time playing the game, a long time. When it's usually that good to be true, usually never works. So, yeah, in my opinion, definitely Jackson by far, actually, because he's done it. And look at his numbers. He's got very, very good numbers. And he hasn't really played that much, obviously, because he got injured a bit last year. I think that probably set him back a little bit as well. But yeah, look, Jackson all day over Sesko for me, especially how the modern football is and the way Newcastle play, especially Jackson for me all day, every day.
100%. And also, I don't want to compare him with Erling Haaland, right? Because Haaland in the Bundesliga,
No,
he was scoring goals left and right. So for fun, yes.
yeah.
So
Yeah. He was already doing it at a young age. Yeah.
So why not Sesko doing the same thing? If Sesko is very good.
And it's not like he's just his first year in the Bundesliga. He's been there a while now, and he's been playing. He's young, but he's been doing it for a while, and just not really taking that next step. So you're telling me he's going to take that next step in the Premier League when he's not been able to do it in the Bundesliga?
What I'm saying is that that's how clubs are seeing it, and that's why they are willing to pay those figures. They see it like he can explode at any moment. He's got these attributes.
And this is why we're not going for him, by the way, as well. I think Maresca sees this exactly like me. I don't think he wants that type of striker like that. I don't think he wants that either. I don't think we went for him because of that. We haven't even bothered with him at all, even before.
I think Delap is a bit like...
No, Delap's very different. Delap's very different. He's not the same.
In terms of...
Delap has no characteristics to be like that. He doesn't have the perfect body like that. He's got a different running style. He's very different, unorthodox. He's not your stereotypical number nine. If you look at, like I said, if you want to build a number nine, you look at Vlahovic, you look at Sesko, you look at these players, they're your perfect number nine if you're going to build one, as in physique, running, everything, power, heading in the air, shooting, technique, everything. That's it. That's there. You build that. But those don't work out like that. They never work. Vlahovic is a great example.
Well, I agree with you, Dante, but I don't see a big difference in the profile of Delap and Sesko. I think they are both still traditional number nines. Yeah, they are not gonna do a lot of playmaking stuff like Jackson. They are not gonna do much when they out wide. I don't see. I see Sesko and Delap in the same mood, and it's different from Jackson. I would say that. Yeah.
I think it's a bit
they can't be the same. First of all, the height is not even close. The running style is completely different. Delap is very unorthodox at what he does. Yeah, he's a more of a
Box
box
striker.
striker, but he's very, very different from what Sesko does.
Yeah, but he's a box striker, a different profile to Jackson, and he's someone who's gonna run in behind. He's gonna do those. He's gonna have those strikers' instincts that maybe Jackson doesn't have. So based off of that, I see him more. I see him as a Sesko. Of course, they have like a few different characteristics, but they are more traditional maybe than Jackson is. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, traditional, but not prototypical. What I said, prototypical striker is a perfect striker. You build everything perfect that you would see a striker. That's and that's why they're paying so much, because they think that's what he is. Because that's what he is, Sesko. Like Vlahovic was. That's what he was. Delap is not that. He's not tall enough exactly to be that. His running style is very unorthodox, very different. He doesn't shoot when all the time how you're supposed to technically. He's very unorthodox how he shoots. His jumping is very different. You know what I mean? Prototypical, as in everything is perfect. You build a striker like that,
So
prototypical, yeah, traditional, whatever. He's a box, but the lap likes to run in behind as well. He's not just a traditional box striker. He runs. He can play. He played in a low block before. He wasn't a box striker. He was a more in behind striker. Although he's got the attributes to do that as well, but he wasn't really a box striker at his previous team. They don't play like that. They play very different. They play on the counter attack in running into space, and that's how he scored. Pretty much nearly 80% of his goals were on the transition. So very, very different in my opinion. You can't. I know what you're saying, but I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. A prototypical striker.
I do understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
In terms
Okay.
of
Cool.
being box strikers, like different profiles from Jackson, that's why I feel is closer to a Sesko than to a Jackson. It's not prototypical. It's not perfect. I understand why you said it. It's not perfect.
It's
Yeah,
unorthodox.
not
It's
orthodox.
very
Yeah, yeah,
different.
yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Agree. It is
Guys,
like West is like worse than Sesko in terms of that prototypical striker. That if you want to build a striker like you said, you are going to build someone like Sesko and not someone like Delap.
Exactly. Yes. And that was my point.
Yeah, I
Yes.
get you. Get you.
guys, if you're watching, please kindly like and subscribe to the channel. So let's address the elephant in the room, right? Jimmy Carragher on Chelsea next season. It feels like Chelsea in the last 2 or 3 years changed a lot. Players without any coming in really leave their level. I know Obama has amazing, but all your wingers feel same. For example, Gittins and Mariweke leaves, right? And also this one says, I don't see Chelsea finishing above Liverpool, Arsenal, or Manchester City, favorite for 4 years. So, I know what are your thoughts about this?
I'm in two minds about this. Firstly, I'm just thinking this guy just hates us. Like, what the heck? Like, is this like I don't understand. Like, honestly, it's ridiculous. Like, he just needs to keep quiet about our club. Like, let us do our own thing. But on the other hand, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking of it as, if you're gonna call us underdogs, count me in. As soon as you start doing that with us, I count me in every single day of the week, because I think we are much better when people don't expect us to do anything. You know, when expectations are low and everything, I think that's when we thrive the best. So you can say whatever you want at the end of the day. I mean, you'll never be someone I really. I like. The funny thing is, I actually like some of his punditry, but I just don't like what he says about Chelsea. You know, so it's a bit weird. But if you just look back and try not to have bias, I see what he's trying to say. You know, like Arsenal, they signed a pretty good striker based off goals and assists, right? Man City, their transfer window looks outstanding. Liverpool, obviously, I think they won the transfer window, so I see why he's saying that. But you still can't count us out because we just won the Club World Cup. Maresca is a very clever manager. We've now figured that out, and we've got great players now. Yes, fair enough. They're not the big shiny names, like Gyökeres or Verts. Fair enough. But these are players who I feel with Palmer and Caicedo and Cucurella, we can still do many things, And yeah, he can carry on hating on us, and we'll be there at the end of the season when I don't know. You never know what we can do at the end. We can surprise a lot of teams. So he can say whatever he wants at the end of the day. It doesn't bother me anymore. He can just just stop talking about us.
Yeah, and before I go to Dante, where do you think Chelsea will finish this season, or you'll wait until the transfer window closes? Because I think most of the people are going to wait. Let's see how we finish off our business, maybe the other teams and stuff. So, yeah, where do you think Chelsea will finish?
If I'm being honest, this is gonna sound crazy. I think we're gonna finish fourth. I think we're finishing fourth, and I think we win a major, the FA Cup or Champions League. Because to be honest, as much as my problem with this team is, I feel like we on any day we can beat any team, and we can beat any team. That's why I love cup competitions. But I don't feel like we have the ingredients to be a Premier League winning side. That's my only feel, Chelsea. That's literally my only problem. But I feel like in terms of winning other trophies, we definitely can do that, definitely. But I can see the same issues rising next season. We need proper, proven quality, experienced players who've done it before, who can just take us to the next level. If Palmer has a season that he had under Pochettino next season, then 100% I think we can finish probably second or challenge or even win the league. It depends. It depends on so many factors. But as of now, I'm thinking fourth. I'll be honest. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, and City finish above us currently right now. But football's unpredictable. So for me, as long as we win a trophy and we at least don't capitulate next season, I'll be happy with that. So yeah, that's how I see us next season.
Dante, what about you? What are your thoughts about uh, Carragher's opinion about Chelsea?
Yeah, Carragher's a bit of a bozo, isn't he? Look, he's doing what he's been told to do by the directors as well, and that's continue in this way. Why? Because it attracts attention, and they don't want a boring punditry on there. They want people that cause controversy and attention and interaction. First of all, so he knows what he's doing. He's doing it on purpose, and he hates Chelsea anyway, so it's very easy for him to do it. No problem for him to do it either. I don't have a problem what he said there that we might finish fourth. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. That's football related. That's fine. It could happen. So it's not like it's out there. It's a stupid comment like you made before saying we have no players that are settled that have come in and settled. Well, if you look at our first team, pretty much most of them though are settled. 80% of them have been there, from since we did this project. So he's wrong about that, and that's where that hate comes in. He doesn't like us, which is fine. It is what it is. Move on from him. Where we finish, I think. Look, I think what I'm going to say, I probably agree with Anopa there. I think top four for me, top four. Where that is now, that could be second, third, fourth, first, doesn't matter. But I think top four, and I agree. I think it'll be pretty difficult for us out of all of them. I think that'll be probably the hardest to win the Premier League because you need that consistency for those, 36 games. You need that consistency, and for a very young team, that can be a little bit hard sometimes. I won't rule it out because, like we said, Maresca, etc. But I think definitely it would be still a very successful season, in my opinion, for we finish top four, anywhere in the top four. We do very well in the cups, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League. I think I think I'll be happy with quarterfinal. I think is a good next step if we can get that far in the Champions League. That'll be a great next step. But definitely try to win one of those Carabao Cup or FA Cup. I think that's very important, one of those cups to win. It just keeps the momentum going forward, and we win something. And that's why we've got such a bigger squad, and we're looking to bring a lot more players in because we want to win those cups. We want the next piece of silverware available, and that is the Carabao Cup, FA Cup. Those two are sort of the next, easier ones to get ahead of the Champions League and the league. So I think we're going to definitely be going for those. And I think we'll hopefully win one of those. I mean, if we get to a, semi-final and, you lose unluckily 1-0, whatever, that's fine as well. But I think, winning one of those as well, finishing top four, getting, past the group stage, maybe quarterfinal Champions League at least, I think that is another successful season going in the right direction. And from there, the season after, though, that's a completely different story. But for next season, I think, yes, I think for me, I would be happy to see that progress. But yeah, don't be surprised if we're up there challenging for all of those, to be honest.
I agree with you guys. Charles, what are your thoughts about Jimmy Carragher?
Yeah, that guy makes headlines out of rage baiting Chelsea fans, so it's nothing new. He thinks we are not title contenders. Here's how I see it. I think we are going to make the Champions League more comfortably this time around. I think that's the main step. I wouldn't be surprised if we're in the title race. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if we leapfrogged Liverpool, we leapfrogged Man City, we leapfrogged Arsenal. I wouldn't really say we can't finish above any of those. I think we can finish above one or two of those. So I'm not putting limitations on this Chelsea team. I think it's a good young team. I think the fundamentals are really taking shape. So um, looking at last season, we were in the title race up to December, and around April, around May, when we faced Liverpool at Stamford Bridge, and Ancelotti was like, I'm surprised Chelsea are here now because
So, where do you think Chelsea will finish?
I think he cut out.
Oh, okay, no problem. Hopefully, he can fix this network. Otherwise, we're going to give him your McDonald's Wi-Fi. No problem.
Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I need to go get some McDonald's, actually. Yeah, I need to eat something.
Okay,
Thanks for reminding me, Tobago.
let's address some few items, and then I think we'll call it a day. Uh, let me do this because we just got a report right now. Right, says Chelsea are Chelsea are to set up attempt to sign Alejandro Garnacho from Manchester United and Xavi Simons from Leipzig, and we could sell Nicolas Jackson as they continue to reach out their attacking options, according to Ed Aarons, right? So, Anna, what are your thoughts about this? Do you think we'll? I know we talked about this earlier, but for you personally, do you think we're going to wrap them up as soon as possible?
I think I don't think this week. Probably the end of next week. If I'm being honest with you, earliest. Um, yeah, I don't. I think it's one of those things where it's not really a rush, as I said earlier, because the team we have right now is already decent enough. So it's not like the season has started and we need a position and we're desperate. No. We still have plenty of options right now. So I'm not too fussed about this. If I'm being honest with you, if it has to take until deadline day, it's fine. As long as we've got what we have ready right now, that's cool with me. So I'm not too stressed about this as long as it happens. Because the most frustrating thing about a transfer window is when you link to a player and then it does not happen. That's the worst thing ever. So hopefully we just get this deal done, which I think both will get done. And then probably end of next week earliest, and then probably get deadline days a bit too extreme, but maybe just before that they could get wrapped up. That's how I see it.
100%. So let me read this code and then give the mic to Dantes. Xavi Simons is expected to cost Chelsea about 61 million, and Leipzig are targeting Liverpool Harvey Elliott as his potential replacement. Like Dante said, I think this deal is wrapped up. Leipzig are just waiting for Sesko to leave and also to bid to Liverpool to get their replacement. We get 70 months. That's it. We are all happy. So, Dante, anything to add before we wrap up?
Yeah, exactly. That's my opinion as well. I think it's deal's already done. It's wrapped up. Is it for that much? I would be surprised if it's that little. I mean, that's not much to be honest. Like I said, they bought him for 50, so 50 million euros. That is with 30 million of euro add-ons, which obviously were obviously not met. So it'll probably be, it could actually be that way. But I can tell you now, Leipzig are not quite that stupid. They will probably put a lot of add-ons on top of that if we achieve stuff. It could be probably that 60 million pounds, but probably we don't be surprised if it be 20 million pounds add-ons on top of that as well. So, but it's fine. He's worth it. I think he's worth it because he'll make a very big difference to our season. So, uh, if he's able to play, of course, doesn't get injured or something, he'll make a massive difference. So, yeah, I think it's worth it. And yeah, exactly. They're just waiting. It's already been done, the deal. I think they've already agreed pretty much everything. They're just giving each other some time to sort some other things out. And yeah, there's no rush. I think, like I said, the relationship is too good, too strong for anything to happen, in my opinion.
Anopa, anything to add before we wrap up?
Sorry, please repeat that again.
Anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
No, just like we just have to be patient. I'm just really excited for the game. I've gotten to the stage where I'm sick of like just the recycling from these
Waiting.
journalists. They just say things. It's okay if it's got quiet. Like it's okay. They just need to understand that. But yeah, I'm as long as my thing is just let's just get the outgoings out as soon as possible. Still some players we have to get out, like Sterling, Disasi, Vega's gone quiet now if his deal's gone through. So lots of outgoings. Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, I think there was something to do with Xavi Simons being him coming to us, and then also us giving maybe like Chukwemeka or something. I don't know, a player from us to give to them as well. So
Tyreek George, they
I see, I
want.
see. Yeah, so
So they might get Tyreek George. Yeah, maybe this Disasi, maybe some other players. But yeah, no. Chukwemeka will go. He's not going. He'll go Dortmund. That's almost done, that deal, I think.
So yeah, as long as we get those outgoings done, and then yeah, like what Dante said, then we can try maybe Tyreek George there to Leipzig. Maybe that makes everything go faster. But yeah, just have to focus on the outgoings now, and then yeah, we don't have to stress about the incomings. They'll come. Just patience. Yeah.
100%. Just watching those figures before we wrap it up, I think we're actually good in terms of selling players. Amanda Broja is pure profit. KDH, we haven't lost much because I think we spent 30 for him. Leslie Kuchuku, I don't know how much you spent for him, but 20 million I think is good for him. Clearly, man, those directors deserve a stage like Dante always says. So hopefully they can.
They're all at a profit, actually. All those players are profit. KDH has to be, if it's anything over 24 million, is a profit. And that's why we sold him for 25 million. With the 28 million is with add-ons. But yeah, anything over 24 million is a profit on the books. Obviously not much. It's a million profit, but it's still a profit, not a loss, anything over 24 million. The other two, yeah, pure profit. And Leslie as well. I think it's a few million profit as well on top of that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles, welcome back. I think Dante needs to give you his McDonald's Wi-Fi so that you can have don't have any issues anymore.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, and also we're about to wrap
And a
it
free
up.
Big Mac and a cheeseburger as well if you want. No problem.
I do.
So you're about to wrap it up, Charles. So any final thoughts about what we talked about today?
Um, just hope the guys are ready next week for the Premier League. Um, I hope we can. I hope. What else did we talk about? Jackson, yeah. I don't know about Jackson.
Don't forget your cousin Garnacho.
I don't know about Jackson. I hope his future gets sorted out quickly. Garnacho is a topic for later in the window, so we'll see how that one goes. But looking forward to these games against Milan and Leverkusen. Looking forward to seeing some of the new boys. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Dante, Anapa, Charles, Nick on the chat, and also Safe Gamer. I appreciate Abdi Charles. On Friday, I'll be doing a watch along for the Leverkusen game. So, Abdi Charles, see you on Friday, guys. Peace.
Cheers,
See you
cheers.
guys.
Take care, guys.
Cheers.